Hello, everyone out there on YouTube. This is Makeda Voletta, also known as the Body Scientist. And in case you don't know me, I am a certified strength and conditioning specialist, and I'm also about to go live on my IG page. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, be sure to follow me at the_body_scientist, okay? So I'm about to go live there right now as well. Okay. What's up, Jonathan? Hello, everybody out there on Instagram. It's Makeda Voletta, also known as the Body Scientist. And in case you are unfamiliar with my work, my background, I have a Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Sports Science, okay, with a concentration in strength and conditioning, a minor in sports nutrition from the University of Delaware. Then I went on to do 2 years of graduate work at Columbia University and applied physiology and nutrition. I've also done some graduate work here in Chicago in strength and conditioning. I am a certified strength and conditioning coach, certified by the NSCA. I'm also a USA Olympic weightlifting coach. I'm also a certified sports nutritionist, certified by the ISSN, which is the International Society for Sports Nutrition. I'm also a doula. So in case you're unfamiliar with what a doula is a woman who helps a woman through childbirth, okay? We're not midwives. We don't deliver babies. We don't do anything clinical. But we help women get through the agonies and the difficulties and discomforts of childbirth, okay? Help the women become more comfortable during that time. And I also I've been studying for the past 5 years with an amazing woman in LA who I talk about all the time, named Panquetzani, also known as Indigimama. You can find her on YouTube and Instagram under Indigimama. I will put her information below on my YouTube video. And I call her a womb chiropractor, okay? She can palpate a woman and feel where a woman's internal organs are, feel where her uterus is, where her intestines are, the bladder, and feeling if they're in the right place, the ovaries, all that, right? Feeling if they're in the right place, and if they're not in the right place, she'll move them into the right place. I have several YouTube videos on my page, The Body Scientist 81, where I speak about this, where I speak about the importance of the placement of the uterus. When I speak about the importance of the placement of the uterus in the internal organs and why that matters. It matters in men and women, but it especially matters in women. And so a lot of people don't understand how important that is. It's something that is not spoken about in the fitness world at all. I have Panquetzani and I have videos that we've done together where we talk about exercises that are bad for the womb. There's certain abdominal exercises that women can do that are really bad for our uterus and that can cause our uterus to go out of place, right? And this does matter. And so recently, and I'll post some of the links to those videos below, but definitely check my YouTube page, The Body Scientist 81. So, it's crazy because there's so many false things that people believe in the fitness industry. And it drives me crazy because the fitness industry is a multi-million-dollar industry, probably $1 billion industry that makes so much money off of selling lies. And not just selling lies, but selling lies that actually can harm somebody's long-term health, that can cause them to die sooner than they should, that could cause them to live a disabled life when they don't have to, Who's trying to get an unnecessary injury or sickness when they were actually trying to be healthier? Some of them are trying to be healthier. Some of them are just strictly in it for the look, and that's where there's a problem. Because it amazes me, okay, how much this whole waist training thing has become so big. I see so many celebrities, like everybody who's on a reality show, they're all selling a waist training line, okay? And waist training is so bad, okay? It can compress a woman's internal organs. It can compress our organs and cut off the circulation, okay, of our organs, and that's not good. You don't want to cut off the circulation to any part of your body. You remember, as children, at least I remember this, that just wearing a rubber band around your wrist was a risk, because some people will cut off their circulation if they had a rubber band that was too tight, right? And the next thing you know, they pass out, right? This is the reason why I don't wear, like I have on this bikini top right now. I don't like sports bras. Sports bras are way too tight. It feels like it's cutting off my circulation. And I have to wear sports bras when I'm in the gym, but bras in general cut off a woman's circulation. And so if a woman must wear a bra, you want to get one that is not as, you don't want it digging into your skin and cutting off your circulation. And this is how sports bras feel. Like any Nike stuff, like it's so tight and compressive. It makes me feel sick, right? So I hate sports bras. I always think about that, the circulation thing. If I put a swim cap on my head, right? If I put a swimming cap on my head, it feels too tight, so it's to give me a headache. You don't want to constrict that. And you definitely don't want to constrict this middle section, right? This is even why women who are so obsessed with like, oh, I have to have super tight abs, they want stuff rock hard. It's not good for women's abs to be rock hard, okay? You need some fluidity in here. You need movement in your joints. Your joints need to be able to move. If everything is so rigid, and I've seen this with female bodybuilders, where their stomach literally looks like bricks, like it looks hard, like it's way more chiseled than what you're seeing here. There's no fat. Like you might think I have no fat, but I have a little. I mean, you can't really pinch it, but it's a little. But you'll see like some female bodybuilders where their abs are like, look like somebody took a vacuum and sucked out whatever little bit of fat you can suck out of you. And it's so rigid. It looks like they can't even move their hips. They just look like they're stuck in place and they can't even, probably move in any kind of way. So it's really important. That's the other thing. I'm also a dancer. I forgot to add that. And I've studied all kinds of dance, but I grew up studying ballet, the Dance Theater Harlem, and tap dance and stuff. But as an adult, I've been a serious student of dances of the African diaspora, particularly in the Americas, in the Caribbean, in South America, North America, and the Congo, right? And the dances from the Congo involve so much movement right here. But even when you look at belly dance, all that, where you have movement here, you got movement here, all kinds of gyrating and shaking. It's important for men and women to move this area, but women even more so because we have a uterus, okay? So this whole thing of waist training. Now, there's so many things wrong with it. Now, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head everything I want to say, because I actually wrote a list, but I left it over there. So I'm going to talk for a bit, and then I'm going to go get my list, okay? So I already knew the whole waist training thing was bullshit from the second that I saw it, but I never even spent time researching it. But I'm just like, this is not good because it definitely suppresses your organs. You don't want to do things to make your organs not be in the right place. And the reason why this is important, and I talk about this in previous videos, definitely make sure you go back and check it out, especially if you're a woman or especially if you work in the fitness industry, okay? But the thing is that, what was I about to say? Okay, so if your our internal organs are encased inside of a sac, right? And if you see an animal be slaughtered or something, you'll see that they will cut open the, I forget. I should know my scientific terms right now, but I don't. They cut open this bag, and all the internal organs will fall out. Okay, and you see that if you watch an animal be slaughtered. Now, humans are the same thing, right? So, a woman having a uterus, right? Besides the fact that our uterus is important for childbirth, and so it can affect a woman's fertility and her menstrual cycles if the uterus is out of place, right, and compressed. But if a woman's uterus is tilted to the right, if our uterus is tilted this way, now it's going to put all this pressure on your intestines right here. That will cause you to then have digestive issues. Now you may have digestive issues, you have constipation issues, whatever's going on right here. If a woman's uterus starts to fall, right, and this can happen from childbirth, whether it's a vaginal birth or a C-section, it both can cause that. It can happen from a bad fall. It can happen from lifting things incorrectly, and it can happen from doing certain exercises that are bad for your womb, which I talk about in the video that I do at Panquetzani, and I will put that video below my YouTube page. It's called Exercises That Are Bad for the Womb, and there's another one, Exercises That Are Good for the Womb, right? But those exercises as well, all of that can cause the uterus to be out of place. Now, if the uterus drops, right, what happens is because all the organs are contained in the bag, it starts to pull on the lungs. So now the person's posture may cave in, or they may have difficulty breathing. Now breathing is labor because it's pulling on the lungs, right? Now sex may be a little bit uncomfortable, or she may have to pee a lot, or, there's a lot lot of different ways that it definitely affects the functioning of our body. I'm not going to get into depth into that in this video because that's not what this video is about. I do have other videos where I get more in depth about that, right? But I just want you to understand why the placement of your internal organs is super important, okay? Because what I noticed is that the other day, the reason what I've been wanting to do this video, but what made me really do it today was that yesterday there's this girl from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I think she is gorgeous. She's one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen. Her name is Erica. She is the mother of Scrappy's daughter, right? Imani. She's a beautiful woman, right? She's had twin girls. So she was advertising this waist trainer, and I just said, I wrote underneath, be careful because it's bad for your internal organs. And it could just, dislocate it or whatever. And so I said that. One woman attacked me and said, oh, please. Every woman knows that childbirth makes her organs go everywhere. So blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, childbirth does make a woman's organs go everywhere. And that's not good neither. Like, you need to be put back into place. That's why so many women have so many problems after childbirth. And I have worked with women like this, okay? This is one of the things that I specialize in fitness. I mean, there are a lot of things that I specialize in, but when it comes to matters of the woman's womb as it pertains to fitness, that is one of my areas of expertise, and it's not something that you can find people talking about. But there's a lot of women who have problems from childbirth, who might have had their babies 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, and their shit is out of order. It hurts. Sex hurts. Certain things are uncomfortable, things that they used to be able to do that they can't do. And nobody can help them with that. Because the doctors don't take that seriously. The midwives don't really take it seriously. Everybody's like, oh, that's just normal. Oh, you'll eventually go back to normal. You got women who have babies and they're peeing on themselves. I remember when I started to learn that from being around birth workers, how many of them were peeing on themselves and, when they laughed or whatever because of prolapse uterus, So it's important. And this is, I've been also, the other thing I forgot to say in my long bio in the beginning of this video is that since 2007, okay, I've been teaching a workshop for women called Sensual Strength Training. In that workshop, we use nani eggs, right? And they're stone or crystal eggs that women work with internally to help strengthen the vaginal muscles and strengthen the muscles of the pelvic floor to help prevent prolapses and stuff. And it helps the woman also connect to orgasmic energy. It makes her become more sensitive. It makes her vaginal muscles become more elastic. It makes her become more lubricated. There's a lot of different benefits to it. But I've been teaching that class since 2007, and I've been working with eggs since 2005 myself. And that's another thing that, what was I going to say? That goes into all the things that I do and teach and why I'm qualified to speak on this topic. But the reason why I was saying that is because, damn it, I lost my train of thought. It's so hard talking to the camera. I forgot. Okay, so look, it can make your organs shift out of place, right? So the title of this video is called Pros and Cons of Waist Training. Now, the reason why I titled it Pros and Cons of Waist Training instead of saying the dangers of it is because I wanted everybody to click. Even the people who think that there are pros to waist training, and there are not, okay? But I'm going to tell you what the advocates of waist training say are the pros, and then I'm going to talk to you about what the issues are with them, okay? Why they're not a pro, why it's actually a false and it's a lie. So one of the pros that they say with waist training is that it makes you sweat more, right? Now, I have a YouTube video on my YouTube page, The Body Scientist 81, where I speak about facts about metabolism, okay? People do not understand metabolism. I'm telling you, watch my YouTube videos about nutrition, watch my YouTube videos about metabolism. All of a sudden, a lot of shit will make sense, and you will be able to see through the propaganda-filled bullshit that the fitness industry puts out, okay? And those who call themselves trainers who are barely educated, okay? Damn it. Okay, so sweating does not equal burning more body fat. A lot of people think that. A lot of people think, oh, I sweat so much, so that means I burn this much fat. It's like people think that sweat is fat melting, liquefying. That's not what sweat is. Sweat has nothing at all to do with the amount of fat you burned, okay? Sweat doesn't have anything to do with how hard you're working either, okay? What sweat has to do with is your body got hot. It's at a certain temperature. Now it has to cool off. Sweating is your body's mechanism to cool off your body. It has nothing to do with fat burning. It's no indication of fat burning at all. You could sit outside at 110 degrees in Texas and sweat your motherfucking ass off all goddamn day long. But does that mean that you burned a whole bunch of fat? No, it does not. But there's a lot of fat people sitting in the sun in Texas who are still fat. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. That's not how metabolism works. So that's one myth that's perpetuated in the fitness industry. So they tell you, oh, it makes you sweat, so that's going to make you burn more fat or make you lose weight. Yeah, it makes you lose weight, water weight. You're dehydrating yourself. Watch my video on sports nutrition versus bodybuilding nutrition, right? Because bodybuilders, that's what they do. They severely dehydrate themselves. Not just bodybuilders, boxers who are trying to make weight by tomorrow and they lose 10 pounds, that's all water weight. That's not fat. You're not going to lose 10 pounds of fat in 24 hours. You're not going to lose 10 pounds of fat in 72 hours. So if you lost 10 pounds in 48 hours, 24 hours, all you did was severely dehydrate yourself, which is not good for performance. That's how you end up passing out. When you dehydrate yourself, you cannot work as hard, okay? This is basic physiology, sports nutrition. That's what I'm telling you guys. I am a sports nutritionist, okay? So follow me. So saying that weight training is good because it makes you sweat more makes absolutely no sense, okay? That has nothing to do with body fat. You're just hot, okay? Now, number two problem with it. Number two pro that people say. People say that a pro is it helps your posture, okay? Because you're wearing this hard thing that's holding you up, right? And even like right now, if I have to sit here and I have to think about sitting up straight, it's not comfortable. You want to strengthen your muscles. You want to strengthen your back, you know. You want to strengthen, you know, the back, the front of the stomach. You want to strengthen all of that so that your body and also upper back, all that, so that your muscles hold you up. If you look at dancers, if you look at gymnasts, they all walk with a very good posture. You know why? Because their back is strong. Gymnasts always walk very upright. Dancers walk very upright. You can tell that they're a dancer or a gymnast. And it's because their back is strong, so their back muscles naturally hold them up. They don't have to think about, oh, let me sit up straight, okay? But if you put a waist trainer or a corset or any kind of waist belt or any kind of help, then what happens is your muscles are not working. Okay, your muscles are not working, and when your muscles are not working, what happens is they atrophy. Atrophy means the muscles shrink. Okay, when your muscles get smaller and they shrink, then you lose strength, you lose function, which are the two most important things, and it affects your metabolism, slows it down. Okay. Yes, waist trainers are bad for circulation. I was saying that. Horrible for your circulation. And the circulation to your internal organs is very, very important, okay? So the whole posture thing, saying it's good for your posture, bullshit. It's not good for your posture at all. It's bad for your posture. It will make your muscles weaken, which then makes your muscles, it makes your posture worse, you know? So, like, you only have good posture when you're wearing the waist trainer, and then you take it off, and then you're like, or you have to sit and think, like, let me sit up, let me sit up, let me sit up, let me sit up. And your muscles are weak. That's not the goal. The goal is to have strong muscles. That's what lasts. Because waist training, what happens is people do that for years. They get their waist down, and then if they stop wearing it for a month, their waist goes back. So they have to wear that shit all the time. And they're wearing it for hours a day. First of all, that's not cute or sexy, besides the fact that it's not healthy. It is pushing and some people, sometimes it's crushing the ribs and making the ribs crush into a permanent position of being crushed, which is not good. Your ribs are important. You need to be able to do deep belly breathing. So you don't want to compress things when now your this diaphragm cannot expand, because then it affects your breathing. Okay? So you have a lot of women passing out using it for that reason. You have women working out in it. There's absolutely no fucking way in the world, not one good reason, okay, why you should ever be working out with a waist trainer. You should not wear them at all. But you definitely should not work out in them. You do not want to work out with something that is compressing your core. Because first of all, when you do that, again, you're not using your core. I don't even believe in using weight belts. You know, when dudes are using weight belts in the gym. If your core is not strong enough, to lift that item without the added assistance and brace, then that means your core muscles are not strong enough. If you try to push through that, and do something anyway, and your core is not strong enough, you're like, I'm gonna put this brace around it anyway, then you're putting unnecessary stress on your body that your body can't take. You're asking for an injury. And you absolutely do not want to work out with a motherfucking waist trainer on, okay? No, that's not a good idea at all. Now, let me get my notebook because I had a whole long list of notes. I want to make sure I say everything. So give me 1 second. Okay. Let me make sure I got through all my notes, right? I had like 2.5, almost 3 pages of notes. Okay. Oh, that's the other pro, or that they say of how the waist trainers work, is that it makes you less inclined to eat, right? That's not good. The number one reason why we eat is for nutrition, for nourishment, okay? It's not even about calories. I have a video on my YouTube page called Why Calorie Counting is Not an Exact Science. So make sure you watch that video. I'm going to try to put them all below on this YouTube video, but I may not get around to it. So make sure you check out, seriously, people, my other videos. But I have a video called Calorie Counting is Not an Exact Science. It's actually a waste of your time. Nutrition is not about calories. It's about nutrients. It's about, are you getting enough vitamin D? Are you getting enough vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin B, iron, calcium? Getting enough minerals, potassium, sodium? Are you getting enough protein, carbohydrates, saturated fats, long chain saturated fats, medium chain saturated fats? Are you getting enough EPA, DHA, omega-3 fats? Are you getting enough omega-6 fats? Are you getting enough monounsaturated fats? That is what nutrition is about. Okay, because all of those nutrients and minerals and vitamins and proteins and fats and carbohydrates play a role in our body. They have something that they do. And when you don't have adequate amounts of it, because our human body organisms are so amazing, we don't just usually drop dead. Our body will pull from other places and pull from other places and pull from other places until one day you find out you have a degenerative disease, okay, or some other shit, cancer or something. Because of that, right? And so, so that's really, 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 really important, So you have to make sure, and then as a woman, okay, it's important for everybody to eat the best foods, but it is especially important for women of childbearing age and for babies and growing children, okay? Because women of childbearing age, if you are to bring forth babies, right, then there's certain nutrients that women should have in high stores in her body before she gets pregnant. This is why all cultures and traditions had pre-fertility diets. The men and the women went on really high nutrient-dense diets before reproducing. But because the woman, so that it matters for the man, but because the woman is the one that incubates and bakes the baby for 10 months and then has to go through childbirth and then breastfeeding, everything is depleted from her. And she is the primary source. So it's really important prior to women becoming pregnant that she's healthy and has a lot of good nutrition. Then during breastfeeding, because the baby is rapidly developing. Now the baby into the child, that's a time of rapid growth and development. If they don't have enough critical fats for their brain, if they don't have enough calcium, cholesterol and stuff for their hormone production, if they don't have enough protein for their growth, then what happens is they don't reach their full genetic potential. They end up being shorter than they were supposed to be. Like, it's so funny because people always ask me how tall I am. I'm 5'8", but I have the limbs of a 6-foot person, and I'm not exaggerating. I've measured my arm span. This is 6 feet people's arms. I know people who are taller than me, and my limbs are longer than theirs. I know dudes who are 6'2", my fingers are damn near their length. So I am abnormally long for my height, right? Sometimes I feel like I was supposed to be taller. My twin brother is 6'2". So sometimes when I'm 5'8", sometimes I think I was supposed to be 5'11". Maybe I was supposed to be 6 feet. And there were times I would look at my brother and think, he took my nutrition in the womb because I have a twin. So it's like, I was 4 pounds when I was born, Okay, I was born 7 weeks early. My brother was 4 pounds and 4 ounces when he was born. Okay, so we were so little. My dad said we fit in the palm of his hand. He was like afraid to hold us because we were so little. And now my brother is 6'2" and like 225, and I'm 5'8", 161. But I thought that I was supposed to be taller, and that in my eyesight, I would think my brother took my nutrition, right? So that's critically important. So it's really dangerous for a woman of childbearing age to be under eating because she's trying to have a slim waist. That shit is fucking retarded. Like, it's so stupid to me that it's like, I can't believe I even have to explain this to people. And part of me doesn't even want to be bothered because I almost feel like if you're dumb enough to do that, then you deserve whatever happens to you. I almost feel like that. But at the same time, because I'm in the business of educating people, I do have an empathetic heart. Me and my Leo heart, we have a big loving heart, right? And we care. And so I just want to put out the truth for those of you who want the truth, for those of you who really are trying to be healthy. Because it was crazy how yesterday, when I made this comment on Erica's post, and I said, you know, to a whole bunch of women, I just said, be careful, it's bad for your internal organs. All these women attacked me. It's so funny. They attacked me so much, they started saying to me, aren't you 50 and still shaking your butt on the internet? I'm like, first of all, I'm not 50, okay? First of all, I'm not 50. Second of all, I know I don't look 50, so let's be real, right? And why are all these women, and even if I was 50, so the fuck what? Okay? Regardless of that, what does that have to do with the fact that I'm telling you that compressing your organs with these waist trainers is bad for your internal organs, right? And there's so many women attacked me that it was amazing to me, okay? Amazing to me, because this is documented. There's absolutely no fucking way in the world that it is good to suppress your internal organs. Okay, so those are the pros that they try to put out about waist training, okay? So I went through those 3 or 4 pros, whatever I just said, and I just told you why none of them make sense and why they're dangerous or just straight up false and stupid, okay? So now you understand there are absolutely no pros to using waist trainers. And if you want your waist to look snatched and stay that way, you need to take your ass to the gym, and you need to work with qualified trainers. Keyword, qualified trainers. If you want to know how to find and recognize qualified trainers, check out the videos on my YouTube page, because I have 2 videos about that. One is how to recognize a good trainer. Another one is beware of unqualified trainers, okay? So if you watch those 2 videos, you will have a better understanding as to how to find a qualified trainer. But that's the only thing that's going to last, okay? Like for me, I just turned 38. Like I pretty much have the same body I've always had, except I weigh more now. Before I moved to Chicago, I could never really, the most I had ever weighed was 145 pounds in my life. And that's when I was in college and I was running track. When I was in high school and I was playing basketball, I was 132. When I went to college and started running track, I went to 145 because I gain weight when I work out, right? And then after college, like as the years went on, it was hard for me to be at 145. I would be like anywhere between 137 and 140, but I would have to bust my ass to be at 140. If I didn't do anything for a couple months, then I would drop down to 138 or 137. Once I got to 137, I was like, oh, hell no, I need to work out. So I would kind of bounce from 137 to 140, maybe 142. 145 was like unattainable, right? So when I moved to Chicago in January 2017, I probably was 140 pounds. Now I'm 161 pounds. So part of that is because I love Chicago food, my favorite city to eat. I eat, but I also work out a lot. People who are naturally thin, if they want to gain weight, you have to work out, you have to lift weights, and you have to eat. Like eating alone usually won't do it. Now because I'm 38, it's like, you know, everybody will always tell me when I was in my 20s, once you turn 30, your body changes and your metabolism changes and you get fat, blah, blah, blah. Now, for me, it may be because now at 38, maybe my metabolism is slowing down a little bit, but I don't mind because I was always trying to gain weight, right? But if I find that, okay, I never was into working my abs and stuff like that, I just do real shit like Tiana Taylor. I've been a dancer my entire life. I play multiple sports. I pole dance. But I don't really do a lot of concentrated ab work. I started to more with the pole because, not for the looks, but because the pole requires a lot of real ab strength to flip upside down and stuff like that. But I haven't been doing it that much this summer because I've been traveling a lot. Then with the weight gain, see with the pole, when you flip upside down, you have to, you're trying to get your lower half up above your head. So the abs have to do that. And I have so much more weight in my lower body than I do in my upper body. So now that I weigh more, trying to flip upside down is even more work, puts more work in my, more stress on my abs. Then my hips and my booty have gotten bigger, so that's pulling my hips into an anterior tilt, which you don't want, right? You want, okay, so for women, right? You don't want your abs. You don't want your abs to be too rock hard, right? Like, I mean, my abs are tight, but they're not like, if you look at a female bodybuilder, you'll notice that their abs are like chiseled stuff. So you don't want that. You always want some kind of, a little bit of bounciness, you see? Even though my stomach is like flat, still some bounciness, you want some buoyancy. Not having any buoyancy, no bueno, okay? And it's easier for me to demonstrate buoyancy if I was laying on my back. Like standing up is kind of hard because when you stand up, when you stand up or when you sit up, you're using your ab muscles to hold you up. So your muscles have to work. If I was laying on my back and I was completely relaxed, then you could see the buoyancy that I'm talking about, right? Also, it's important to move, to be able to circle the hips in different ways, right? Get this energy flowing, right? And this is the reason why I talk so much about dance. Like some people might think that I'm trying to be cute, but no, dance is an extremely important tool for so many reasons, and fitness and health tool, right? Now, so that's important. All that fluidity and movement in the hips is super duper important for a woman, okay? And it's important in childbirth too. Even if a woman doesn't want to have children, it's still important because most of our blood supply runs through our hips. And you don't want to, men too, right? So you need to move that so you can get your blood circulating. You do not want to restrict the circulation of blood in your internal organs. Hold on, let me see what else I may not have said. Yeah, I told you it will atrophy your abs and your back. They make heartburn and indigestion worse, okay? So if you have any problems with heartburn or indigestion, using a waist trainer will make it worse. Again, because it fucks with your internal organs. Listen, to me, long-term health matters more than some short visual gain. Women, stop tripping, okay? Stop. Because at the end of the day, okay, I see all kinds of women, all different shapes and sizes, get husbands, get boyfriends, have sex, okay? I have seen women of all shapes and sizes have men who are attracted to them. And I know men who are attracted to all kinds of women. So don't try to kill yourself trying to fit into this thing. Like, what are you doing? You want to be cute that bad that you want to leave this planet earlier? Or that you want to give yourself some debilitating disease so the last 20, 30, 40 years of your life you are sick and fucked up? Is it that serious? Okay, so yeah, put stress in the stomach and the kidneys, which you don't want to do. Pressure in the kidneys reduces circulation to other organs. The kidneys is also where women house their sexual energy. It's the house of our sexual energy, so you definitely don't want to be suppressing your kidneys, okay? And the kidneys in Chinese medicine is also connected to our sexual organs, our uterus, our ovaries. It's just a bad thing. You don't want to do that, okay? It can mess with your kidney meridian. And this is stuff that I teach in my sensual strength training classes about the meridians and stuff like that. So there's so many problems besides just the circulation. It also blocks the flow of your meridians, the flow of your chakras. It's just bad, no bueno, okay? And that can also lead to a bladder infection as well. It can lead to blood clots. It can lead to gastroesophageal reflux. It can hinder and impact the menstrual cycle, right? Of course. And can rotate the uterus, as I said, permanently crush the ribs. And, you know, the idea of putting something around putting something super tight around your waist to lose waist fat is just like trying to put some super tight pants on to lose fat here. The shit doesn't work. That's not what it does. I don't know what's wrong with people. Why people don't understand that the best thing to do, there's no tricking nature. Anytime you try to trick nature, I can promise you that it backfires on you. It backfires on you in the worst way. So it's way better to build a brick house. This is what I call it. Build a brick house. Build a strong, competent body, a strong, healthy, competent body from the inside out. A brick house. That's what's going to last. That's what's going to last as the years go on. That's what's going to feel the best to you and everybody who touches you. Okay? So, come on. Who wants to touch a plastic, rigid body? And do you really feel good in a plastic, rigid body? You got a tummy tuck, got this cut, that stuff, this injection, and then you end up with cancer or some fucked up thing. Okay? So come on, people. Let's be smart. If you learned something from this video, please share it. Because the amount of women who attacked me, about saying this is crazy to me. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta put this up for those people who really want the truth. Do your research. Check out my links below on my YouTube page. On this video. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, The Body Scientist 81, and make sure you follow me on IG at _body_scientist. I'm always available to do evaluations of people in person and from a distance. I live in Chicago. I'm from New York, so I'm back and forth between New York and Chicago. I'm in DC a lot. I will be in New Orleans in October and November. I'll be coming to Europe in October. I will be in London, Paris, Madrid, Amsterdam, and Milan in October. And always available to work with any clients there if there's anybody overseas who is watching this video. But to speak about working with me, you can email me directly at thebodyscientist81@gmail.com. Okay? And if you learned something from this video, please share this video. Please subscribe to my page. And please share, because sharing is caring, all right? Okay, people. Have a great day. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.